Hey, there's an Olympics going on right now. Like, literally, I had to be informed by a couple of articles that have popped up recently, but I didn't even fucking know. And like this Daily Mail headline says, the dystopian games, Beijing's Olympic big air jump in the disused steel mill is compared to a hellscape by stunned social media users. Yeah, I don't see any buzz for this game, okay? Regardless of what website I'm on, okay? Taking a look at what CNN's talking about, MSNBC, those types, and then taking a look at the Breitbarts and Epoch Times and Daily Mail. Like, there's barely any coverage on the games proper. Yeah, people are winning medals, and that's cool and stuff, and it is a massive amount of work, and my area of expertise, personal professional expertise, being a personal trainer and all, I know how much work goes into the dedication of these athletes that are out there, and this is years and years and years of practice and training, all manifest into this singular games. But it's happening in Beijing and in China, in the height of the tyranny of the CCP and political boycotts and condemnations left, right, and center. And it's like, who gives a fuck about this shit? And this is the quality of venue that you get. Literally, I'm sure it looks nice on footage, and I'm sure it looks great, but nobody's really paying attention, because I've also seen it's like record low viewership for opening ceremonies and then just for the games themselves. And that's a shame, because like I said, these athletes put in a fuck ton of work in order to be at the top of their games and in order for them to peak right now. But when you're having to do as much in a literal hellscape, like, look at these pictures. This is fucked, okay? You got this brand new facility, which can easily be made by whatever slaves you just drink, or whatever slaves you drag there, in the middle of a facility that, yeah, no, it was built because we need to give people jobs and because there's no unemployment in communism, even though you're just doing shit in order to, justify your existence. But yeah, you got dead trees in the background of at least this picture. You got disheveled facilities off in the distance. You got a couple of cooling cores that are up there in the middle of nothing really, in the middle of an old factory. And then just take a look at that in the background. Like, does this look like a thriving metropolis? Does this look like the place that should be the epicenter of world sport right now? I don't really think so, okay? And here's another aerial picture that's down there. Yes, they built the big air stadium at the former steel mill. It looks like it's taking place at the, Springfield nuclear power plant. It's just, I guess maybe these are people who are paying attention, but obviously I have no fucking idea of what's going on there, outside of just a couple of the different scandals that's going on right now. Female ski jumpers are disqualified over baggy clothing at the 2020 Olympics. It's apparently destroyed the sport, which I totally understand, because it's just having like that squirrel suit effect where, you're supposed to be ski jumping on these very beautiful jumps that are out here. But if you have baggy flapping clothing, especially at the speeds that these broads are flying down these pikes, get a little bit of extra carry when all of these people are at the same skill level. And the only thing that's different is a little bit of mental preparation, because they're all basically at the same physical peak, okay? The only thing that's different is genetics and natural gift and mental composure. You give them a smidge, just a little bit of a competitive advantage, and obviously they're gonna just destroy the competition. And that's what we're seeing here, apparently. Women's ski jump mixed team competition at the 2022 Olympics has overshadowed by multiple disqualifications over athletes' outfits. 5 female ski jumpers representing Austria, Japan, Norway, 2 Norwegians. Oh, Norwegian ski jumpers, yes, us, you don't say. And Germany were disqualified from the competition after wearing loose-fitting suits. According to Australian news, it was determined that the clothing could give athletes an advantage while in the air, for the reasons that I described, obviously. After Germany's Katharina Althus was disqualified in the first round, she was brought to tears and accused the International Ski Federation of destroying and damaging women's ski jumping. I have been checked so many times in 11 years of ski jumping, and I have never been disqualified once. Well, how many times have you wore baggy clothing, stupid? I know my suit was compliant. Well, you and 5 other people. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. 160 World Cup starts, 5 World Championships, 3 Olympic Games, and I got a TSQ for the first time. My heart is broken. Well, now we're going to have to go back and run back all the footage there. Let's see if there's any fucking flappies in the wind. Just saying. Anna Odine Strom, one of the Norwegians disqualified, said officials had used a different method to measure their suits from previous events in the games. Yeah, if this was a uniform thing, they would have disqualified everybody, or because everybody had similar quality of suit, they would have just continued to allow it go on. But yeah, okay, cool. It's everybody's problem but yours, right? German ski jumper Karl Geiger addressed the situation on social media and questioned the rules and regulations for female ski jumpers. Interesting. We stick together no matter what. Nevertheless, I have to ask myself whether the regulations for the women were changed overnight. Why so many disqualifications? Or maybe, if their suits were being just a little bit too baggy, this kind of leads into the main event of this video. Olympians in tears over poor living conditions, lack of food at Winter Games. Maybe they're just malnourished, rather. It's possible. Apparently not all fun and games at the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing. You should be shot for writing that. Complaints from athletes and officials are pouring in about the alleged poor living conditions, dining options, isolating rooms, and debilitating weather conditions, according to social media posts. Why? Haven't you seen the beautiful conditions of some of the courses in Beijing? And why wouldn't you expect the most warm hospitality from the CCP? It's not like they're, like genociding people actively. It's just weird. German alpine ski coach Christian Schweiger criticized the catering in Beijing and raised concern about limited food options to fuel the high-performing pro athletes. And again, these people are such high-tuned athletes. It would be like putting just regular unleaded fuel into a high-performing Ferrari supercar. Like, it doesn't fucking work, dude. The catering is extremely questionable because really it's not catering at all. Like, come on, you can have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and pieces of nondescript fruit like honeydew and watermelon and white bread. Like, I understand some of that for timing, but if that's all you're getting, and if that's a catering spread, if that's an accurate representation of a catering spread, I don't know what to tell you, but that looks ridiculous. There are crisps, some nuts and chocolate, and nothing else. It shows a lack of focus on high-performance sport. Yeah, that sounds like what you'd bring to a fucking elementary school presentation. Team USA reportedly came prepared and brought extra food to the Winter Games, including bags of pasta, as you would, okay? Normally I'd be against that kind of stuff, but again, this is specific situations because high-performing athletes and all. There have also been concerns about how coof is being handled in the Olympic Village. Yeah, you test and then you get thrown into the fucking cage, apparently. Valeria Vesnetsova, a Russian biathlon competitor, took to Instagram to dispute her experiences under Beijing's strict quarantine conditions. I've been getting this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 5 days now. That's fucked. And I've lost a lot of weight and my bones are sticking out. I can't eat anything else and I don't know anything about my corona tests. Okay, that's fucked. Vesnetsova wrote in a since deleted Instagram post. Is that the lady crying in the picture there? Because yeah, she's being, I don't know, starved to death. Fucking Christ. I only sleep all day because I don't even have the strength to get out of bed. Yeah, that happens. And I'd actually believe a woman in a claim like this because I'm so depressed and all. It's because these people are functioning, like their metabolism is constantly fucking going because they're peaking for their activity, their stated goal, the thing that they've been training 4 fucking years for. They're peaking right now and they're running. Like, a normal metabolism is somewhere around 2200 calories per day. These people are running at like 6,000 depending on their given vocation. So if they're not eating high quality food all the time, the right macronutrients and the right micronutrients, yeah, they're going to get fucked up. We're seeing that right there. Only eat 3 handfuls of pasta a day because it's impossible to eat the rest of the food. My stomach hurts. I'm very pale and have a huge black circle. Oh, thank God she said circles around my eyes. I want this all to end. I cry every day. I'm very tired, she wrote, per the Associated Press, claiming the same meal was served for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 5 days. Vasnetsova added that she ate all of the fat on a piece of meat because I was very hungry. She also claimed that some athletes were getting worse food than others. See, under communism, everybody's equal, just some are more equal than others. Athletes who test positive for the coof at Winter Games but are asymptomatic must isolate in the designated hotel. For those experiencing coof symptoms, immediate hospitalization is required. That's how you pump up those numbers. Places like Oregon, if you want to go ahead and hold off for dropping those mask mandates. Just saying, athletes can return to competition once they have submitted 2 consecutive negative tests on Chinese, specifically Chinese PCR tests. Nothing funky about those at all. Safe and effective, I've heard. Belgian ski racer Kim Meliamis broke down in tears in a video. Oh, that must be the Instagram post, you know, the famous one that's running around there. Explaining how scared and confused she was about the coof protocols in Beijing. Kim, I'm not going to butcher her last name, tested positive for the virus when she arrived and later tested negative. And she thought that she had been transported to the Olympic Village in Yanqing. All right. She was taken by ambulance to another isolation destination. Pool sounds like a lot of fun. Dirk, long last name, the head of the German delegation, called the hotel accommodations unreasonable. And if he knows anything about unreasonable accommodations, he is German after all. While expressing concerns about the isolation condition for 3-time Nordic combined gold medalist Erik Frenzel, who was placed in quarantine after testing positive for the coof. Finnish Olympic team Marko Antila, formerly of the Chicago Blackhawks, tested positive 18 days ago. 18 days ago? Listen, dude, okay, like quarantine at the beginning of this, that's 4 days longer than what everybody was practicing under to begin with. So we don't know how long he's been gestating the virus and all that kind of fun stuff. But again, everybody who's over there has been jabbed up at least twice. So what's the concern? Oh, Finnish head coach Jukka Laininen blasted. Oh, Marco has been with our team for about a week before we came here, and he tested negative. No, but he tested positive 18 days ago. Oops, what? Know that he's fully healthy and ready to go, and that's why we think that China, for some reasons, they won't respect human rights. Understatement of the millennium, dude. Polish speed skater, sorry. Natalia said she was traumatized after officials released her from isolation and returned her to the Olympic Village at 3 a.m. We could continue to run this shit down, but another crazy story that I seen as well, which I don't really know specifically. No, it's on here, but something else that was just fucking mind-boggling. This has been happening a couple of times now, and it's as fucking absurd as it looks. Winter Olympics, Canada and whatever, because Russia's being sanctioned for reasons that escape me at the moment, nor does it really matter. But the ROC wear masks for women's ice hockey match. Apparently Finland also did that too, because there's nothing more detrimental to performance and hockey. It's a fairly athletic sport if you're uninitiated, and it's not like there's a lot of contact on the ice in Olympic hockey to begin with, and especially women's hockey, which I've seen up close and personal. Like the women's hockey team, okay, oh god, how long ago was that at this point? 2013? Seen the Olympic women's team come up here, and they got the fucking brakes beat off of them by a pickup group of police officers and firefighters. It was embarrassing. But no, I got to see them play, and there's like literally no fucking contact on the ice. So again, them wearing masks on the ice is just perfect, just to show you the absurdity, okay? Because I don't even think during the Tokyo Olympics, I don't even remember, outside of being on the podiums, I don't even remember anybody competing in any of the fucking games. And feel free to take a look back of anybody wearing the masks that were down there. But no, that's happening on the ice, where most of the most of the players aren't terribly close to one another at any given time. And again, all of these athletes are all jabbed up. They've all theoretically passed protocols, but no, they're all wearing masks on the ice, which would already take a slog of a watch and then just exponentially make it worse. That's the update on the Olympics. I don't know what the medal count is, nor do I really fucking care. I barely give a shit about regular Winter Olympics. It's the lesser of the two Olympics anyways. I know that's something coming from a Canadian anyways, but the fucking Olympics is a meme, and I think next to nobody gives a fuck about it. But we need to do shake things up a little bit. So until we can talk about the truckers protest tomorrow, y'all have a great evening. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.